All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down something truly powerful, the connection between the food you eat and living with HIV. Let's get right into it.
And look, we're not talking about some fancy new drug or a complicated procedure. Nope. This is something you have total control over, something you interact with multiple times every single day. You guessed it, your food. What's on your plate isn't just a meal, it's a huge part of your care plan. It can literally change the game for your strength, your energy, and how your body handles the virus and its treatments. Okay, let's really dig into why nutrition is such a crucial ally for you, kind of working hand in hand with your meds to keep you feeling your best. You know, good nutrition is way more than just counting calories. It's about actively beefing up your immune system. That's your body's main defense force, right? It helps your body actually use your medications correctly, and it can even help you deal with some of those tricky side effects, all while keeping you energized. And get this, its number might actually surprise you. Just by living with HIV, your body's energy needs go up. So even when you're feeling totally fine, your body is quietly working overtime in the background and needs about 10% more calories just to keep things running smoothly. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about how treatment itself can change things. I mean, antiretroviral therapies are absolute lifesavers, no question, but sometimes they can mess with your body's metabolism. You may have heard this word thrown around, lipodystrophy. It's basically a medical term for a side effect, and it was more common with some of the older meds that changes how and where your body decides to store fat. And it's kind of strange because it can show up in two totally opposite ways. One is lipoatrophy. That's where you lose fat, maybe from your face or arms and legs. And then there's the flip side, lipohypertrophy, which is when fat builds up, usually around your midsection or on the back of your neck. So what's actually going on here? Well, down at the cellular level, some of these medications can sort of interfere with your cell's little energy factories, the mitochondria. And when that happens, it messes up how they handle energy from fats and sugars. And that's what causes these physical changes. But hey, knowing this stuff is half the battle, right? It means we can be proactive. So let's get to the good part. What can you actually do about it? How do you build a plate that's going to fight for you? Honestly, the basics here are good advice for pretty much anyone. It's all about loading up on whole foods. Think lots of colorful fruits and veggies, whole grains, and you want to pair those with lean protein. At the same time, you've got to try and limit the sugary stuff, like sodas and super processed foods. Okay, let's get a little more specific with some targets. Protein is so important for building muscle and keeping that immune system tough. And for calories, a really good rule of thumb to start with is aiming for about 17 calories per pound of your body weight. That's a good target for just maintaining where you're at. And to hit those higher energy and protein goals, snacking is your secret weapon. But we're talking about smart snacking. These aren't just empty calories. Think of them as little nutrient-packed power-ups. I mean, something like tuna salad on whole grain crackers, that can give you a massive 25 grams of protein, just like that. All right, let's move on to something super practical. We can actually use food as a tool to help manage some of those common side effects that might pop up from HIV or the treatment itself. So what if you're feeling nauseous? That can be a real killer for your appetite, right? Makes it so hard to eat anything. But don't worry, there are some simple food tricks that can make a huge difference. The main idea here is just to be gentle with your system. So try eating smaller meals, but more often, like little snacks every hour or two. Stick to bland, low-fat stuff like plain pasta or some broth. Definitely stay away from anything greasy or super spicy. And hey, don't underestimate the power of ginger. A little ginger tea can work wonders to settle your stomach. Now, on the flip side, what if the problem isn't feeling sick, but just not feeling hungry at all, like zero appetite? When food is the absolute last thing you want to think about, how do you get the nutrition your body desperately needs? Believe it or not, a little bit of light exercise, like just a short walk, can help fire up your hunger. And here's a cool little mental trick. Make your food look good. We eat with our eyes first, right? So a plate with lots of different colors and textures is way more tempting than something that's all one beige color. Okay, last but definitely not least, we need to talk about something that is a total non-negotiable. Seriously, when your immune system is already working hard, food safety isn't just a nice to have. It is your personal shield. And here's why this is so critical. your body just might have a tougher time fighting off the germs that cause food poisoning. So, what might be a simple 24-hour bug for someone else could turn into something much, much more serious for you. We just can't take that risk.
So, what does that mean in practice? It means there are some high-risk foods that you really have to be careful with, or maybe even avoid altogether. We're talking about things with raw eggs. So, sorry, no tasting the raw cookie dough. And also raw or undercooked meat, poultry, and seafood. And you'll want to be careful with unpasteurized stuff, like some juices or cheeses.
But the good news is your defense strategy is super simple. It just comes down to 4 basic rules. 1. Clean. Wash your hands, wash your counters. 2. Separate. Keep those raw meats away from everything else. No cross-contamination. 3. Cook. Get a food thermometer, they're cheap, and make sure you're cooking things to a safe temperature. And 4. Chill. Get those leftovers in the fridge within 2 hours. Simple as that.
So, when you boil it all down, it really comes back to this one simple truth. Good nutrition isn't an afterthought. It's not a nice to have. It is a core part of your overall health, working every single day to keep your whole system strong. Wow, okay, we covered a ton today, didn't we? From calories and protein all the way to food safety and handling side effects. But really, it all just starts with one small step. So think about it. Looking at everything we've talked about, what's one small change you're going to make today to put this powerful tool to work for you?